and bienvenidos everybody. My name is NittPicc. If you don't know who I am a flutist and a music educator who enjoys all types of music. Today's reaction is going to be a little different, and the reason why is because this reaction was suggested to me over on my Buy Me a Coffee page by Thomas Kelly, and I owe Thomas Kelly the biggest apology because he suggested this to me, I think, like back in September, and I'm barely doing it now, and I am ashamed, and I owe him the biggest apology. So we are getting to this today, and I'm kind of excited to jump into it because they asked me if I would be up for reacting to a 20-minute video of Jinjer, the Audiotree From Nothing. So basically it's kind of the background of how Jinjer has spent like 15 years climbing the like musical ladder into the prominence of the modern metal scene. So I'm excited to check this out because I like Jinjer. I've been listening to some of her music or some of their music, the whole band in general. So I'm excited to check it out and learn a little bit about the band today. So before I jump in, I'll keep it short. If you like the channel, like and subscribe. There's Discord and Patreon down in the description below if you want to check out more content over on Patreon for free stuff, Patreon supported stuff, as well as anime reactions if you're into it. But yeah, I'm excited to get into it, so let's jump right in.
The thing is that in order to understand what this band means to us, you need to understand what was the starting point and what this band eventually gave us and what it made of us. We started out of Ukraine, out of provincial small cities in the middle of nowhere. And the way, the journey we had to take to go is 10 times longer to any other bands.
He's not wrong. Not wrong at all.
We all made it inside Jinjer, because of Jinjer, due to Jinjer. Each of us contributing as much as we can. So it's more than just a band for us. It's the whole life now.
Yeah, all life decisions we made, like, it was all connected to Jinjer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the only thing I know. It occupies all my life.
God. I didn't know I was going to be blessed with music.
Like a lunatic, frantic, a man in the room looks so dramatic with a tattoo on his right foot. The spiral traffic feels too dramatic, too dramatic. Quiet, the man is wandering around. Runs away, all he never found.
Dude.
And inside,
The way the snare hits. Menacing bass guitar line.
It bends his spine to the very ground. Neither he's nor another. You know my soul it grows.
Wait.
Oh, how heavy is his stride. In a half an hour or so, he crushed the floor and smashed the man's stones.
She's so freaking cool, dude. Ooh. The circular rotation in that. Oh, the drummer. The way he's doing. Okay, I normally wouldn't stop, but I don't feel right just like straight up listening to the one song. I'm gonna get 3 songs in here. Okay, the reason why I'm stopping, and I won't do too much of a hardcore analysis, but the reason why I stopped was because there's 2 things I noticed. I've never seen a drum set that has the like hi-hat on the front end of the set. Like I know I'm pointing to the screen, but you can't see me point, but you can see my mouse cursor kind of circling around down here. It's on the outside. I've never seen that before. And like the amount of cymbals he has is wild, and he's utilizing them super well for so many different like colors in sound. The other thing that's really neat is he's kind of, I can't tell what 2 against 3, or is it 3 against, do you hear it? I'm probably asking a crazy question. I do need drummers in here to like tell me what exactly like this kind of setup is, because it's really unique. It's really cool. And it's just, dude, that snare drum, it sounds just the way it sounds, the way, I guess it's mic'd a certain way, but you can hear that gut, 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 gut. And the way he's using the bell of the cymbal itself, and then he switches from the bell to the floor tom to do the same rhythm. And unison rhythms too sometimes with the band. Wait for it. Here it comes.
Across the floor, and smash the match stones. Across the floor, and smash the
Really moving here, and then making it look easy, and it's not. There it is, you see? Oh. Dude, it's so freaking sick. Look at the way he's playing the snare, Do you hear how he's playing the snare? One-handed. Nice. Five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. Nice. Just the fact that they, use multiple changes in time signature in general, and it never, like, I don't even bat an eye. I can't even feel it until I'm really thinking about it. And I love it when it's used because you can sense the emphasis, I guess. And like, I don't know if a lot of people yeah, I'm a sucker for timing, I guess. So I love it when bands do stuff like that. It makes me think and it makes me feel the music in a different way, and I want to feel it the same way. And it allows them to create emphasis on lyrics, emphasis on phrasing and stuff. It's just a cool concept. So here we go with the next section on origins and writing.
Because it's no original member in the band. It started like in crazy way.
15 years ago, there were absolutely different people.
Started from 17 or 20, let's say. This very important period of time for any person. 20s are where you establish as a person,
As a
right?
character.
Yeah, as a character.
From your 20 to 30.
You're already not a kid, but not a fully blown grown up. So we spend this very,
That's very
special period of time together.
True.
And there's no way we can spend the rest of our lives separately, you know?
Look, I'm just going to say what she said is absolutely correct. Same thing with the bassist, what he just said. In your 20s, you're developing, like, the prefrontal cortex is not fully developed by 25. It develops, like, around 25, and then past that, it's like, I jokingly say this, it's all downhill from there, right? It's a joke. But my thing is that, like, yeah, you're not a kid, but you're not a full-blown adult. And what sucks about that is it can be a very uncomfortable time in life. So, like, I can only imagine what that would be like starting a band 15 years. And then they said that basically they've had different people in the band, right? So let's see what they keep talking about.
The last 2-3 records, we composed songs, like Vlad composed, Eugene and me, and then like Guitar Pro it, send it to each other. We do not sit in a room and compose music. So we sit at homes and compose music, like completely songs from each.
Then share it
member. Yeah,
with
then
each
share
other,
it, then we
learn it.
Yeah, some changes.
Then
so,
we come
yeah.
to the studio together, and then we do changes together. Wallflower, last album, it was fully written musically and given to her. And before the studio, neither us nor her ever knew what the vocals will be.
Same was with micro and macro.
Yeah, 3 records.
Yeah, everything after it started on King of Everything, basically.
King of
because,
Everything.
yeah,
For it.
because I didn't have much time to finish all the songs, like lyrics for all the songs. So I remember the night before I had to go to the studio. I had to finish at least like 3 songs or something. So I finished one because Eugene helped me with one part. It's Pisces. I asked him, please, Eugene, my head is dry, my brain is dry. Not a single inspiration
She had
drop.
two-thirds of the lyrics.
Yeah, and so he wrote a part, like a passage, that helped a lot. This song was done. Cool. 2 more songs, the intro and the outro. It's so, the last moment I collected from all the songs on this album, I picked out 2 lines from each song, and I gathered them together, and I had a completely new lyrics, completely new poem. And so I used this monster, like this mutant, I don't know, Frankenstein.
That's
yeah,
cool.
on the intro and on the outro, but the melodies are completely different. So we got 2 songs with same lyrics.
A concept like this was just built. It was again a spontaneous decision. A spontaneous decision. We just thought that it would be cool, and it worked very well.
And it worked very, very well.
I composing like all my free time. Like if I have like time
And it's free.
and it's free, yeah, I just take a guitar and start composing.
Wow.
Tchaikovsky once said that you need to write like all the time. It's most of your writing will be bad, but like
He's not wrong.
10% of it will be good.
We have like this scale. Good.
Look, I love that he said that. He's not wrong. That is exactly what Tchaikovsky said. He said, yeah, you need to constantly be composing. This is not verbatim, by the way, but you need to constantly be composing because a majority of everything you write is going to be absolute trash. And then 10% of what you have is going to be great. So just keep writing. And they're not wrong. This is why I tell people all the time that I'm not a composer. Just because I'm a musician doesn't mean I'm a composer. Now, can I arrange things for instruments? Yes, I can do that. I think I'm a great arranger. I'm not a good composer. So composing is a skill. And that is why I feel like I couldn't be a composer. I feel like I could write lyrics, but I don't think I could. I can hear what sounds good, and if I hear something and someone brings it to me, like, yeah, I can be like, yeah, that's good, but don't make me do it. Anyway, let's keep going.
Shit. Yeah, if it's shit,
There's nothing
it's
in
go out.
between.
It goes out. It's good. Okay.
For me, it's pressure. Pressure and stress. Clicks, something. Like something clicks in my head, and I was like, no. Like I'm completely anxious, you know? Then it starts working. Sometimes I just take a walk or I read a book, you know? Sometimes I go and search. I don't sit and wait until until it strikes. I go and hunt.
I like that. I go and hunt. Predominantly in a 5 for a little bit. Ooh, girl. Okay, a little bit of a 6/8 or 6/4. Okay, so what I'm gathering is, and I would love to have this conversation with you guys because I'm not going to stop a lot because, again, longer video, and I haven't actually done a longer video on YouTube before, so this will be a first. The time signatures, because this is what I love about the band Jinjer in general. Their compositions are more complex in that of a lot of timing, and that is hard. Okay, that is hard. The fact that they're all like doing it by memory now, obviously they rehearse it, they create the music, so they understand it the most. But if you were to do something like that, it would take some time to kind of get comfortable with the time changes. And I feel like I'm sensing a little bit of 5s. There occasionally a 4/4 time, but then there's like a 6/4, maybe a 6/8. I think it's 6/4 actually. But it's neat how they shift. And again, it's so seamless. and easy for them that it doesn't feel like anything's changing. It just feels so comfortable. And it's mainly because Tatiana, her vocals, her lines just work really well lyrically within those rhythmic sections, so it doesn't make you feel like anything's really changing. She's just going. So I had to say that, but I would love to have a conversation about time signatures. I love time signatures. I love meters and rhythm. I really like her upper register.
Should I just go on or jump over the wall and say hello to the sick world? I gotta go home, my batteries are low. This life is a lockdown. I gotta go home, my batteries are low. That's what it's all about. This life is a lockdown. That's what it's all about.
I also am curious, drummers, what is the little sand thing that's on top of the snare drum? I saw that it was like sandbag and it goes on the edge of the snare. Is it to mute the snare slightly? Just curious. I'm wondering if it creates a different tone quality. Just had to ask that question if anyone's willing to answer.
Artists either express themselves or reflect the world through themselves. This is what art is. And this is what we do.
Dynamics.
Yeah, the dynamic of your life,
It's
everything.
bad, then the next moment is good. The next moment is even shittier, you know, and so is our music. The more shit you go through, the better. That's how I take, that's how I receive.
Yes. Yes. It's true. I agree. I think, and this is not me projecting, okay? This is not me. Maybe it is a little bit. I truly believe that I've always been told as a young adult when I was a teenager, okay? And this is, again, maybe telling you a little bit about my life, but you know, every musician, every budding musician has things they need to work on. So when I was younger, rhythm was my worst thing. Just being able to read rhythm. I could always feel time and I can always feel tempo and everything, but like being able to read rhythm was difficult for me. It was funny because I was always told, you know, if you can get your rhythm down and your technical facility in your fingers while playing flute more proficient, you naturally are a good musician. You can feel, I can sense the emotions you're trying to portray and you're trying to sell this to the audience, but you're having a hard time putting it out there because your fingers can't quite do it. And that was so frustrating, which just saying, like, I've lived a little bit with some shit in my life. So like, yeah, I believe that shit made my musicianship better. Did I have to work on the other things? Yes. But the hard things that I went through in my life definitely made me a better musician. So I agree, 100%.
When you really have gone through a lot of shit, you have the full tank, let's say, behind you, which will push you forward. And this is what happened to us. Yeah, and if you look through the lyrics, I can lay a bet, I can gamble that all the topics in our songs covered by Tatiana is actually real stories in some way. This is real experience. Everything. I particularly remember I was writing the lyrics for Dreadful Moments, and I really was thinking if I'm crossing the red line, because that's a bit too much, and the topic is very serious in this song. I just thought that, well, I don't think Cannibal Corpse ever thought about crossing the red lines for any other real underground bands, and I just let myself go.
I miss those those years that I've never lived through, you know, like the beginning of 90s or even 80s when there was no cancellation, you know. You cannot be canceled for what you're saying in a song because it can be fake, can be fiction, or it can be true. No one knows. So it's a freedom.
If we look at the poetry throughout, let's say, the last 300 years, actually there are so many intricate, really provocating points touched by really huge poets, and nobody ever blamed them for this. Now we live in an absolutely different society. When everyone can
100%.
get offended.
Yeah, they see what they want to see, and they think that you probably are like you were a hater.
Yeah.
You hate this, you hate that.
It sometimes feels that people really lost the idea of what metaphors are. What,
Yeah.
speaking about what is really speaking about things figuratively. So, and the absence of this really concerns me.
After release of every album, there are a bunch of interviews where you explain over and over again what this or that song is about. But then reading all the comments on the internet, they still see what they want to see. And they say, hey, dude, I just did an interview for you to understand what this song is about. Why didn't you pay attention?
Speaking.
Have conflicts.
You have no idea how big a conflict can be. It's usually me and Eugene who just like sit there. I don't go on stage until you apologize.
It happened on this tour.
It happened on this tour in Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, yes.
So it's super hot, extreme weather, and Eugene did something. He locked the door with my shit behind the door, and I was like, "Open the door!" He said, "I won't do it." I said, "Fucking bitch!"
Yeah, that was out of
There was a
nothing.
fight. Yeah, out of
basically.
nothing. And then he said, "I'm not gonna play today's show until you apologize." And I sent a message. I'm not gonna play until he apologizes for all the shit that he told me
Before.
yeah. And
Eventually,
then no
we
one
didn't play.
played. No one played
Yeah,
because
show
The show
was
was
cancelled
canceled.
because of the weather.
the weather was even hotter.
Then our quarrel.
Yeah.
Quarrels, fights. Despite all of that shit, I still call these three my closest friends. After so many years, we just don't have anyone else. We left everything else behind. We moved forward. Everything we had stayed there. And it happened a couple of times. It's not just one move. There are so many things which connect me to Jinjer. I cannot really imagine my life without it anymore.
Yeah, for me, I think I won't find new friends. You know, I'm not able already to make new friends.
Same story.
Because it's like puzzles, you know, you have to
File. You have to file
yeah,
it.
you have to
file it in order to make it
yeah.
match.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Wow. I love that they're talking about cancel culture. And okay, I'm just going to say I don't feel like personally I am intelligent enough or educated enough to like speak on this the right way with the right terminology and the right, I guess I don't feel like I can speak about this lyrically like some people can. They did it really well in a way. Like, it's weird because we expect a lot of people to be honest about themselves, and you want your artists to be honest and create something that is authentic. But yet when they do create something authentic, or possibly are working on something that they like, talking about metaphor, right? Everyone wants to see what they want to see. And then when the artist goes on and explains what it was about, they don't listen. And it's frustrating because artists are just trying to convey their stories within their art. And music is an art form where we can feel emotion. We can feel your pain. We can feel your happiness. We can feel your anger. And lyrics, words give us a little bit of an eye or a visual of what the possible context is. But the thing is, context is relative, right? It's relative to other people. So like, what you think it is may not be what someone else thinks it is, and may not be the actual meaning of the song. So sometimes it's okay to just not say anything and be like, this is what I think it is. And if you think it's something else, cool. We have two different interpretations. This is why poetry can be taken multiple ways. This is why some like stories can be looked at multiple ways. So, you know, anyway, and then I get the concept of, you know, at some point it feels like, do you ever feel like you get too old that you can't make friends? I understand what they mean, because sometimes it feels like the only people who are my friends are my coworkers. And I'm not saying I live a very lonely life, but sometimes it can feel a little isolating that, like, for instance, I don't have a lot of women friends in my life. I have some, but they don't live near me. They're mostly online. And it kind of sucks because it would be nice to be able to like hang out with them and talk girly things and whatever, but you know, you have the people you have, and then that's it. That's your family, right? So there for them, that band, even no matter how much they get mad at each other, they're their family. That's the family. And they realize that they will fight, they will squabble, but at the end of the day, they're still a family. So, okay, here we go. Last song, right? Yeah, this is the last song. This has been really cool.
Every morning I woke up to our song. They are croaking to our music.
Just casually.
Every morning I woke up to all my brother's song. And dissolve in a swamp of the past years.
What are those time signatures, dude?
To transform this sweetest relative, creeping on to the reality of facing 1,000 as they circle around.
See, no matter what the time signature is, man, it grooves, dude. Love those minor seconds.
Living on the barrier, separating death from life. Down the pain, broken heart, rolling grave, the reflection of the sky, on the mirror of the eye. I can hear them coming down.
Nice, nice.
Sound. You won't be alone. You won't be alone. Before they tear me apart, the sky sucking about. Rushing toward my right, the hands feel no pain.
Oh, sorry. That felt like the sweet release of just like so much built up tension and then it all let go. Dude, that is like the coolest technique to watch drummers do that. The rotating so that they can get the double pedal done, I believe with like 1 foot, right? Am I correct? Dude, as much as I love Tatiana, I'm absolutely like enamored with, I believe his name is Vlad, right? And his skills. I'll just say right now, like I'm currently learning bass and relearning electric guitar, and the journey's been really fun. But like I hope someday I'll be able to kind of like jump into drums. The coordination just seems so cool, and I'm afraid I'll be terrible, but like, you know, with practice it can get better. But like that, his ability to just seamlessly move, control time, and the tone qualities between all these cymbals, as well as the tone quality in the snare, the use of the double pedal, it like all that, like listen to that drive, dude.
And hear them coming down, a familiar sound. You won't be alone. You won't be alone. Before they tell me you're
And those minor seconds creating more tension. Ah. This feels very normal, like 4/4.
It's my time to feel the need. It is my time to serve. What a nice need to fall into a net. The fear feels for crowds.
Jesus. I think so. Again, if you want to talk time signatures, we don't have to. I'm just going to throw it out there. Am I crazy? I heard some 5s, heard some 6s, heard some 4/4 or 8/8. Just asking. Just wanted to throw it out there if you want to talk about it. I'll shut up about it because I know I remember seeing one comment once in a video where someone was like, she talks about time signatures too much. Okay, well, fine. I won't do it. So, outro.
Since we sacrificed a lot together, each of us has left something behind, and we dedicated ourselves with 200% of ourselves and our time and everything, money, love, dedication, everything to music. So that's what keeps us together. I cannot imagine myself joining another band and going through this shit again. I don't want to. If I leave the band, find me somewhere like in the woods. I don't know, eating tourists. I don't know why did I say it, but
So if
I
you
would
start
be a
reading
witch.
newspapers saying that somebody's eating tourists, and no one
We'll know
knows
it's
where
her.
Tatiana is.
The next thing I can do.
Yeah, Tatiana disappeared.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like
That's-
2 hours interview for sure.
Yeah.
Only for this.
Yeah, but
Only on that question on how we formed as a band, you know.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
2 hours. It's gonna take 2 hours or more.
When are you gonna write the book? When's the book coming out?
Oh, dude.
Oh, well, one day.
If
maybe.
someone among us learns how to write, we will write it, definitely.
These are really cool. Like the fact that you have the opportunity to kind of see into their life and like how they got started and started from nothing, like the idea of starting from nothing, and then 15 years of just grind, and then now they have notoriety. They are a well-known band, and good for them. I do think they do need more fellowship. Like I think people should know about Jinjer more, and that's definitely something that I've been like throwing out there to people and friends that I know that like this kind of style of music. So just throwing it out there. But anyway, this is really cool. Thomas, great selection. Again, sorry on my part for barely getting to it, but really cool. All right, so if you are still here by the end of this video, it's a really long video, but it was totally worth it. And I hope you came through the journey with me with Jinjer and things that I learned about the band. It's really, really amazing what they have gone through. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are down below based on the songs or the questions I have and everything. Normally I pose a question at the end of videos, but since I had questions during the video, I won't pose any at the end. If you want to talk time signatures, give me a holler. Anyway, as usual, before I go, if you like the channel, please like and subscribe. If you want to check out more, there's those links down in the description below for the Discord, Patreon, extra content, free content, anime reactions, if you're into it, and the hype button. This is a long video, dude. I deserve some hype. Thomas deserves some hype because he suggested this. Anyway, I am going to get ready and start packing for my trip. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.